Ah, yes. It's that time. It's that time again. Distorted Reality Podcast. We're Distorted Nation Radio beats Reality Check TV. With your hosts, C-Core from Distorted Nation Radio and hellrzzr from Reality Check TV. With your Kevlar-coated comments, it's time to distort your reality.
Do we have to distort it? Can we just, lightly unfocus it?
No, it has to be completely distorted. Welcome, you guys. It's been a little bit of a reprieve. We're actually live on Distorted Reality Facebook. Real quick, say hello.
Hi, Facebook.
And we have in-house guests before we have Z-Girl. Z-Girl, yeah, she has a face. Oh, yes. Isn't she sound good? She has a face this time instead of a sweatshirt in the back of her beautiful hair. This is number 20, Corey. 20.
I know, this is your famous 20 you've been wanting, you've been hoping for, and what better time to have it be than on Mother's Day?
Mother's Day. Okay, let me end this real quick. I'll figure out how to finish.
Just hang that up. Hang up the phone.
Okay.
Don't slam things on the table.
Sorry. So we are doing it on Mother's Day, and we have some special things. We have some margarita. And we have some beer, and we have water. Z-Girl is drinking a bunch of fruit punch and stuff. She had a Sprite earlier. I don't know what you.
No, that was my Sprite. She had a Snapple.
Snapple. Okay. Did you read the Snapple fact?
What? I don't think they do that on the bottom of the.
I didn't see anything.
What?
I don't think they do that anymore on the bottom of the cap. That was Sobe, I thought.
No, Snapple fact.
We are not endorsed by Snapple.
No. But hey, we're open to it if you're listening, Snapple.
Okay.
I will put anything in my mouth if anyone wants to pay me for it.
Oh my goodness. Let's just talk about some mothers real quick. We're going to have this theme is mothers, and we're also going to recap the last 20 episodes. It's going to be a fun packed up, jumping in.
No, I don't think we're going to do that because I don't remember shit from any of the other episodes.
Well, we're just going to make it up, and if it's true, then you can scroll down.
She was here. I do remember that.
And we're going to keep it positive, too, right? We're not going to talk a bunch of...
we're not going to talk about crappy mothers.
No. And even if you do have a crappy mother, there is one moment that you can share that wasn't crappy, okay? I don't want a bunch of negativity, right? Thank you for giving me birth, right?
Maybe ask Stevie's leg, because his leg back there has been...
We have him. That's our mascot. The camera doesn't... You can
see his foot.
Okay.
You can see the... He almost got a matching set. From what I hear.
Yeah, it's,
He tried to go for the dual leg so he could run like Usain Bolt. What are you doing? Off.
Okay, wait, I'm just seeing her.
Yeah, okay. She's,
Okay.
She's like.
So our first telephone guest cannot make it. Okay, so he was just confirming that he can't, so that's all. No big deal. So I just want to tell him real quick, no worries. No worries.
So she's like a kid in school on her phone. Did you hear about the kid that just maced the teacher because the teacher took her phone?
What?
And now she's doing selfies because she's, focus.
It's
focus.
The Mother's Day.
We're doing this.
Okay, so
we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. Okay, so we're done with that.
I have to do that at date night. At date night, I have to send her a picture of her on her phone at date night.
We're here. We're at Ruth Chris.
Actually doing it. So let's talk about so we are going to have a special caller that's prepared, and she's waiting for us when we're ready for her. I texted her earlier and I said about 6:45ish, and so that gives us a few minutes to kind of talk about stuff.
Yes, so people know it's 6:24 now.
Yeah.
On Mother's Day Sunday.
Yeah, and this will be up pretty soon, probably Wednesday at the latest, because Kevin's going to be on it if he wants to make it happy. We'll give him a chance Monday and Tuesday, and then it should be released Wednesday. I think that's fair. That's fair.
Fuck that, Kev. You get it done tonight. I want it done an hour after we're done.
I would like that, actually.
I'm just kidding.
That would be awesome. Let's talk about what we had for dinner.
I'm
still tasting it.
Kev made ribs. Mm-hmm. Awesome ribs and pineapple bratwurst. I don't know what the other ones were because I didn't eat one because they were hot.
From the Country Butcher in Marysville, which, by the way, is amazing.
I'd love to be sponsored by
We
them.
had pineapple bacon smoked sausage.
You just want sponsored wieners to go in your mouth.
I do. I want sponsored wieners in
I
a
want them
bad
to be
way.
paid wieners. I don't want the unsolicited wieners.
We
want
also
fully
had
sponsored.
a sweet rub baby back ribs.
Okay.
And then we also had some Louisiana hot links.
Yeah.
All from the country butcher in Marysville.
And then we were doing good until like, I don't know, was it a seed that took Corey out almost and we had to do the Heimlich?
It was your
piece of bacon.
Piece of
bacon in your it was your broccoli.
Yeah.
And the little trees, which was actually like in a sweet poppy seed dressing or something.
It was nice from
and
Sam's
really
Club.
good.
We appreciated that. I didn't cook it.
Some other type of noodle.
That was good. That pasta stuff. You're
salad
having that for lunch tomorrow. I gave you a little assortment.
That was good. But then I don't know what it was. Somebody said something, and I kind of
and that was it.
And the bacon tried to kill me. Like literally, I could for 10 minutes. I couldn't. I'm still kind of aftershocky.
And so, it brought us into some conversations about, how do you save somebody and can you save yourself? I mean, your moms are not always going to be there, right? And I think you can speak to this because, I don't know if you guys know this, but we talked about this last time, but Z-Girl is trained, right? I mean, am I just making shit up? Like you clearly should have been professionally trained to be a swim instructor.
I was trained, yeah, but not certified.
Not certified. Okay, but okay, so you don't have a card. You're not a card holder.
No.
My card's expired, but they still know how to save you. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Well, how long does a CPS?
Well, they can come at any time.
A CPR certification last? Is
2
it 2 years?
2 years.
Oh, mine expired. Yeah. I was certified when I was doing demo.
You know what? That'd be cool.
As a supervisor, they made the supervisors do all the certification for CPR. I was like, I'm telling you right now, if any one of these mother truckers fell down choking or something, I am not giving them the Heimlich, whatever.
No, they have a new thing where you don't have to actually touch lips, right? You can have put this little thing on, little cup on them.
He's wearing a respirator.
It's actually a dental dam.
A dental dam?
Yeah.
You know what? Swipe it. I mean, I just get in there, break my ribs, save me. I have stuff to do. Don't just be afraid, I mean, it's okay, right?
And then you asked, what was the question? Like, how do you save a baby from choking? And I was like, call the owner.
Right. Get your kid.
Hey, your kid's choking. Somebody, come get this thing.
No, you go like this. Okay, we're going to demo. Okay, so with the baby, you go like this, and then you kind of pat this way. Okay, so when you do the baby CPR, you go right here, and you just with your fingers tap, tap, because you don't want to
Where on the doll did he touch you, Shell?
Well, this one says squeeze me. Actually, this dolly's from your mom. Can we, we're going to talk about Corey's mom tonight, but there's some little mascots. This mascot's going to, wait, where's the one that, it is hanging. Okay, great. I don't know if you can see it.
What is it? Flick, whatever.
Flick is there in his mom's car. And this one here was this.
That was also in my mom's car. My mom had a whole bunch of stuffed animals for some reason.
Okay, so that's one of our mascots.
She had stuffed animals and butterfly glittery stickers all over her car, and the stickers are still there. But I got rid of the animals.
It's okay.
Show me on the alien where the bad man touched you.
Yeah, and so then tonight,
Z-Girl.
The kids. Oh, this is from Z-Girl. Okay, this was from you. Oh, she's so sweet.
Yeah, I picked it out.
She's my adopted granddaughter, and Orange Star. And I, look it up, guys. What does that mean? It's bright colors. I feel like, oh wait, is this something that can grow out of it, like a little pineapple or something? She doesn't know.
It's not a pine. It's like a seed. It seeds out and then
it's
blooms
popping.
Like that.
Oh, it blooms up. Okay, so we're gonna try
to not have Shell kill it.
We're gonna keep this in here because the light comes in good. And what it says is, it says that it should not be in direct light, bright indirect sunlight.
Yeah.
So that means not burning sun, just indirect. Just some
that
light.
means indoors and next to a window.
Okay, well, this is where it's going to live, and we're going to see as the progression grows if we can get this little one here to bloom. And
speaking of which, the questions and stuff on the table here, we'll get to the pastries in a moment. But what's up with the rock?
Okay, the rock, that was a gift for our 10-year media anniversary for Reality Check TV. This is quartz, and this was from Wendy. And Wendy...
Emery?
Yes, Wendy A. Marie, this girl here.
From the Sacramento Maidens of Metal.
That's right. I love her. She was sweet. She was one of the only people that actually has class and brought me a gift to my party. So, I'm just saying.
I had to bring you a gift.
So everybody else doesn't.
I'm just saying they don't have class.
I didn't know I had to bring you a gift.
The presence of all the people that came to that party was our gift. But
okay, that's fine.
I gave you my time, and I helped.
All right.
Wait, that party, I was like your personal bitch.
Wait.
And your sister.
Okay,
yeah,
you know what?
you probably made about 30 or 40 margaritas. I remember that.
Yeah,
night.
He served
I was
them
bartender.
too. Okay, I'm just saying she brought a
tangible object, not just their time and love and compassion for you.
Well, when you come to someone's home, if they're hosting something, it's always customary to bring them something, a bottle of wine. Oh, actually, that's not true. Let me take it back. I feel bad.
China?
James brought me wine and pastries. I'm sorry, James.
James Jameson from Kill by a Dolphin brought some amazing pies.
What was his name?
James Jameson.
He got it right.
Yep. And also, you know what? People brought me, when I was smoking cannabis, I'm sorry. There's other people that brought me stuff. But Wendy actually brought something that I could keep and not consume in my body. And it's in my, she's already peed it out. Okay. So if I didn't eat it or smoke it or drink it, it's gone. But she actually, so that's what that is.
Okay.
So
I was just curious on The Rock.
Yeah. I love her. I love that. I love pretty things.
Because you're a rock star.
Yeah, oh, that'll work too. So, Z Girl, we're gonna have some desserts tonight, and we got caramel.
Is that
I think.
flan, or is that just like the cake thing with the stuff on it?
Well,
it's like the Twinkie without the filling.
It's supposed to be cheesecake. So
it's cheesecake.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's
I'm all in
there's
now.
Vanilla box cake.
Nope, this is cheesecake.
That's cheesecake?
This is supposed to be cheesecake.
Okay.
And there's strawberries, and this is a caramel thing, and fruit, and we have little plates. And the plates are not just plates.
It's for Mother's Day.
Yeah, my mom made those plates. She's a artist, and so, I don't know if we could actually eat. I don't know if you could actually eat off it, though, but we're gonna. It'll be okay.
Well, if we all get sick and die, we know why.
Fine, we're all gonna die together.
I believe when they're glazed, which she does, you can eat off of it, but...
Okay.
When we were at Mother's Day yesterday, your niece, Cameron...
Okay, what'd she do?
Asked me, Kev, is it okay to put this in the microwave?
Oh, no.
And I said, no, you cannot. I said, did Grandma make it? And she said, yes. I said, no, you can't put that in the microwave.
I'm glad she asked. That was nice. How come your mask is turned off, Z-Girl? Is it just
No, it's
not
on. It's just not blinking.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's kind of... the lights are dimming. The batteries must be dying.
Okay. I'm just checking. I mean, sometimes we
Now
don't put it on.
It's on.
Sometimes it's on.
Both of them are on.
So, okay, he wants my phone. Here you go. Because, we're just keeping it. Okay.
Hey, Kev's on camera for once.
He just wanted a cameo with, Hellrzzr. All right, so back to the 2020 episode.
Episode 20, because it's special for you because it's Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's Mother's Day, and we don't plan these things. Sometimes we try to plan, we're going to do it next Tuesday, and then life happens, and I do this Talks with Shell. I'm always promoting my side gigs, and one of the things that I went through about a week and a half ago was I suffer from anxiety and depression. And this time, anxiety didn't show up, depression did. And when I get depressed and confused a little bit, I put myself in timeout. And I put myself in timeout in my purple room, and I kind of shut down. And so we were going to do something about a week ago, and I shut it down. But what I discovered while I was there is that I allowed myself to go through my process, and it was quicker this time. So I know that I'm doing good when I identify the problem and I recognize it, and I just give myself time to heal. I think it's really important that, it's still Mental Health Awareness Month. I feel like every month is, but okay, excuse me. Are we,
We're beeping. It's okay. Just keep going.
All right. And so,
wait,
is that the voices in my head?
Is Mental Health Awareness Month now?
Isn't it?
May? I don't think so.
I think it is. Look it up.
I'll look it up.
Because someone posted something, don't Z-Girl, don't make me do this. If you loved me, then you will repost and copy and paste this blah, blah, blah.
No, I've never done that.
Okay, good. Because it's that's so much pressure.
I guess it is May. It is May.
Okay, so, but I know that it seems like every month there's some kind of an awareness. We don't want you to just be aware in May. Hey, I feel like we started our episode 20 episodes ago in May. Do we kind of started halfway through 2022 and went into 2023?
I don't think
and I
so.
don't remember when we started. That's a fun fact trivia for you. Scroll down and watch episode 1 and tell me what the date was. that'd be a fun little thing. And
by the time you tell us, we'll already have it figured out.
Yeah, so that'd be good.
You, who cares?
Hey, have you uploaded our other episodes on the? Have you done any work Are we still on episode 12 or something? But we're really on.
I don't know. I got to go through and re-look at that.
Okay.
I think we have to maybe revamp, just re-upload them all again.
Okay.
Because there was something weird with a payment thing. And
Okay. All right.
I don't know if it if they're in my
Well, if you weren't buying 25 concert tickets a month, maybe you could afford your bills. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a choice.
I have a choice. I have a choice to what? Not get beat up by you?
Also, we'll soon be on Spotify for podcasters.
Are we paying for that?
I'm gonna start loading episodes to that.
Okay,
pretty
good.
quick
Wait,
here.
hey,
too.
yeah, you gotta. How's my side gig getting bigger than the radio show? You gotta teach me how to do that. Get on the Spotify's. That's the only one I'm not on yet.
It's hard work and dedication.
Oh.
So
I've been doing this for 12 years. That means I'm not that dedicated.
Well, you got to pay the De Niro, and so we're going to invest
all my
in
De
that.
Niro goes to her.
Well, that's okay because you're investing in your future because eventually you're going to be
Yeah,
old.
someday I'm going to be old and she's going to have to take care of me.
I mean, we're hoping if we're all sponsoring this career, okay? Not only, can we talk about you a little bit in third party even though you're here? Okay.
Z-Girl, do the diaper disclaimer. Make sure you do the diaper
She's
disclaimer.
going to hose him down,
I will not be changing your diaper,
Just shoot
sir.
me with the pressure washer.
Right. No, she will hire somebody because
Yes,
that's what
I'll hire someone because I love you. Not that I don't want to do it.
Well, my kids don't want to deal with me either, okay? They're like, Mom, handle your business, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, she's going
I'll shoot
into
you with the pressure
broadcasting. She's going into editing, marketing, radio,
music, like sound engineering. And she is taking classes for business, music.
I'd like it sometime where we can switch seats and our cameraman guy, editor, person can be over here and you can maybe run our thing. Is that something she could get experience with, right? She could do everything over
maybe
here.
in a couple classes.
Later down the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get her some practice with some Pro Tools and some other
Okay.
stuff going.
Okay.
And then we'll see about that. And then
It's hot in here.
you turn the air on.
I did, but it's like, do you feel it? I feel like someone
Yeah, I
turned it
feel
on.
it.
Okay.
You just-
Okay, wait. I can feel it right here, just barely.
Okay.
So.
Anyways.
All right, so here we are. It's it's Mother's Day, and we're going to tell some stories about moms. We're one of the ladies I'm going to call soon, in just a moment. She's part of the First Wives Club, and what that means is that a lot of you guys know that I talk a lot about my ex-husband, Phil. Okay, well, Phil was married to a woman named Lisa first, all right, and she had a daughter. And her name was Allison, and Lisa's going to tell Allison's story. And then he had me, and we had 3 kids, and now he's with somebody else. Okay, and so we call ourselves, if we ever had a movie of the week, that we were in the First Wives Club, and so it's kind of funny. That's our code word online. And she's a beautiful woman, and she's a real ass bitch. Okay, and she's like she's somebody that you want to call when you're stuck on the side of the road, and she will ride up on her Harley and she will kick anybody's ass. I mean, she's and she's also gonna make you some food too, and like take care of you. So she's like both sides of the street, extremely classy and badass bitch. So you want that combination for sure, see girl. So, and since you're my adopted granddaughter, she is your she's an auntie. So you
All right then.
All right, so you need somebody like that. So so we're gonna call her up. But are you comfortable telling a story about your mother or a grandma? Or even an aunt, or how about just a woman that's influenced you in your life that just happens to be a mother, because I think it's important to honor women and during these times, and maybe you'll be a mom someday. I don't know,
Even if you didn't really actually have a kid, but you were there to help raise a kid.
Absolutely. Shout outs to the stepmom. Shout outs to, any woman that was influential. That's why I say aunts too, because there's a lot of times where it takes a village to raise a child.
Aunts,
anybody that was helpful to you in your rearing up, and even a teacher sometimes, or, a school bus driver, anybody that you were like, I just need somebody to talk to. So think about a story. So when we get ready to push towards you, you have a big area of what you can say, but you should say something to honor.
Okay, I'll try.
She's all, I just met this lady yesterday and she was like kind to me. She let me go in front of her in the line and that was the best thing.
She gave me a
ever.
nickel.
She let me take cuts, it was like, that's the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's whatever. It's just, it's your story. Okay. So, and Kevin's going to tell some stories about his 2 moms. and actually 3. You know, he's got a birth mother, he's got a grandma that raised him, and Kevin also has a mother-in-law. So I mean, he can pick from each one. You know. So where are we at with time? We getting kind of close to 6:4. Yeah. Hey.
We are at 20 minutes.
Yeah, so
yeah,
is your phone dying?
No, yeah.
Oh my God, don't die. Hey, why don't
you
you call Lisa? Let's call her up because we're going to talk to Lisa first and then we're going to roll into the next one.
I got 19%. We're good. I don't think Lisa's there.
It's only ring 2.
Hello?
Woo.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Okay, so her volume can go down just a little bit. We're not
Hi,
live,
Lisa.
but you're live on recording.
We're live.
Okay.
Okay. In the
We're
realm
live.
of the show, we're live.
We are
okay,
live.
Just quiet. We all know it's a podcast.
Lisa, I'm going to introduce some people in the room right now, okay, since you can't see
Okey
us.
doke.
Okay, obviously you know me.
Going from the left to the right.
Yeah, and so then
Just kidding.
so my partner is Corey, and he is my sidekick, and we have his daughter here, who we call Z Girl. We don't use her real name.
Hello.
Yep.
Hi.
And then we got Cameron and Kev over there who called you. Are you on a mic, Kev?
Howdy,
Yeah?
Lisa.
Hi there.
Okay, so all I did was I highlighted you by saying that first of all, I've known Lisa for 30 years, and she is the original wife in the First Wives Club, and she is also mother of Allison, and that's all I've told in the story so far. So honoring you, Lisa, on Mother's Day, and, you know, if you want to talk about your darling Allison and also your own mommy, I don't even know her name, and so I used to know it. So you talk about as much or as little as you want, but this is your moment, okay? So go for it.
And are they aware that Allison is in heaven?
No.
But
they kind of gathered how I spoke about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Well, yes. Unfortunately, she is in heaven, but she's living a better life up there. So
tell us about when she was born and just kind of a little bit about her story.
When she was born, she was born the day before she was due on October 16th, 1985, and she was 5 pounds 15 ounces. I was in the delivery room for 12 minutes only. 3 pushes and she came out like a little football. It was awesome.
I didn't know that.
I was in there 12 minutes, so fast. And we thought we were having a boy for sure. We had no girls' names picked out. So it took me 3 days to come up with Allison Lindsay, and it just came into my head one day on the 3rd day. So we named her Allison Lindsay, and that was our baby.
You know what? I did not know that you didn't know the sex of your child. This is so new to me.
Yes, we didn't know. We were sure. The way I was carrying her and everything indicated that it was a boy. But like I said, he said, we got a girl. And I was like, what? We were crying.
Wow.
And we didn't have any girls' names picked out at all.
So you know, for the story, you know, Allison was born with some challenges. You know, she was a special little girl with some heart issues. And, you know, she was on this earth for just 10 years. And, you know, tell me some funny things about Allison. She was a mighty person. She was little, but she was super smart. And, tell us about that.
She was very smart and very, my grandmother was gifted. She had a real sense of ESP and just a psychic gift, you know. And I have it too, but not as good as my grandmother and not as good as Allison. She was very, very. She knew things, and she was amazing. She was very soft-spoken, but she was very smart. One story: she was in 4th grade, and it was recess at school, and there were a couple, I guess, 5th graders that were not bullying really, maybe a little bit, but they were giving her a bad time and said that because she was so small, you know, she was 10 and she weighed 50 pounds. She looked like maybe she was in 1st or 2nd grade because she had heart problems and she just didn't grow. And anyways, they were giving her a bad time, and she said, well, I don't care if you believe me that I'm 10 and I'm in 4th grade. She said, because I'm smarter than all of you anyways. Right. And that shut them up.
I did not know that. Yeah, because I didn't, you know, I mean, I would have her on the weekends, you know, not every weekend, but, you know, so I didn't know about her her school challenges that way. She never told us. Well, you know what? I didn't know to ask stuff like that back then. Like, oh, how was school? And stuff like that. So, wow, that's interesting. I can see her doing that. She was a good big sister to her brothers, and I know she was really happy to be bigger. When they were little.
Right.
So,
so she was she loved being a big sister.
She sure did. So Lisa, you've had a hard life as far as, really being kind of cheated of having your sweet girl for longevity, but you also get to see Allison through her brothers and actually my grandchildren too. And I love you. And I just want you to know that, I feel like Allison lives through in different ways. I feel like she visits us in different ways. And how do you have anybody else in your life that have lost a child at a young age that you get to, have like a support group with? Or have you ever met any other women or even men?
I've met, I have a friend, my friend Danny, who I've known for years. He's lost his daughter in a car accident. She was like 17 when she died. And so that's the closest thing that I have, someone who's lost, that I know that has lost. I've never been in a support group or anything like that, but so no. But
well, we have people that sometimes reach out to us. Would you be willing to, if anyone watches this podcast, if they're struggling, especially because it's been, she died in 95, right?
96.
96. Okay, 96.
Yeah, August 96.
Okay, so she's coming up on another anniversary, and but if anyone is struggling, we have a friend actually in the music community that just lost a daughter. I think she was maybe even 20 years old, but it doesn't go away. It's not something like hey, get over it, and would you ever, if someone wrote us or anything like that, could we, share a story?
Love to.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I would love that because, like I said, I don't have anyone that I really relate to on a personal note with on this, and except for my friend Danny. He's called me a couple of times to talk to me about it, about his daughter, because he just didn't know how to deal with it. It was far after Allison had passed, so.
Because people kind of get weird, huh? I love when you reach out to my children and say, "Oh, my boys." I think Jesse has the hardest time because he didn't know Allison because he was a baby. Right. And so for him.
And he looks most like her. And so does his daughter.
Right.
It's uncanny. Yes, it's uncanny. Yes. It's really,
genetics are just wild how, that's their aunt, and that doesn't go away. Genetics are real. And so, but with him, it's just it's the story.
Right.
But Dylan and Willie remember because Dylan was 5 years old, and William was 3. Even though Williams was 3, he remembers stories more being younger about her, and Dylan has core memories, of his sister. So
right. Well, that's great that they remember, though. That means a lot to me, and it's so great that I've met them too now. And Dylan's kids, because that was so special when we went trick or treating that one time.
Yeah.
That year. That was amazing. So I'm so blessed and fortunate to know you guys now. To know them now,
Well, they're going to be coming up. They're going to be coming up again, probably the end of July, around there. So, we'll hit you up, and we would love to have you in our little studio sometime and talk about other things. I was telling Z Girl, she's kind of like an adopted granddaughter, okay? And Corey's our adopted boy. He's my 37-year-old baby, right? And so I think, how old would Allison be this year, doing the math?
He would be turning 38.
38, okay. And so we would love to have you up. I was telling Z Girl, I said, Lisa's a badass bitch, and she's going to be riding up on her motorcycle. And so I said she's best of both worlds. She's both classy and she's street, so it's the best combination of a woman.
Well, thank you very much. I think so too. So, it's amazing. You said Allison comes through in so many different ways, and she does. And I feel I'm going to be 60 in November, which is just crazy to me. Wow. And I feel like I'm 30 barely. And I act like I'm 12 sometimes. And
she's beautiful. I'll show you a picture.
You still look 40.
Oh, girl, you're gorgeous. I
feel like I'm 30. It's crazy, but I feel like Allison comes through me, and she lives through me a lot because I feel really young, and I still am real active. And anyways, I know she lives through me. So
all right,
I have joy in that.
Well, we have joy having you take the time to, let us call you and stuff like that. So Lisa, we'll be in touch, and when this episode's up, we'll definitely tag you in it, and send me, if you think about it, send me a picture of you and Allie. I have a bunch, but if you have one at your fingertips, you can send it, and we're going to put it up in this episode. And I definitely have a picture of you.
I definitely will.
Yeah, and just send one of your hot mama pictures of you. With whether you go blonde or brunette. I actually like you with both versions, but you're the hottest with as a natural blonde for sure. So just send us a couple photos, and you're going to see Lisa up in this episode. So thanks, hon. We'll keep in touch, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Well, God bless all you, and thanks for the call.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Happy Mother's Day. Love
Thank
you
you.
too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Did you hang up? Yes. That was awesome. So, okay. So let's have let's figure this out before it starts melting. So I think I'm just going to go with the one right next to me.
Okay. Well, you need
you
a
hand
plate.
me a plate? Yeah, I need a plate.
And you pick it up before you even have the plate.
I know, right? Here.
You're a little too gung-ho.
I know. Okay.
And then you got to pull the plastic part up.
Is that how you do it? Mm-hmm. Or do you have to peel it? Wait, is there a little clippy clip?
You should just stop.
Look he knows how to do stuff.
Wow. Wow.
Can you believe it?
I know how to do stuff. I must be learned.
You guys,
He
what?
knows how to prepare dessert.
It's cheesecake. Oh, so good. Come on, have one.
Which do you want? Do you grab a plate? Wait, you were plate shy. You didn't grab one for Kev.
I didn't? No, she already has her plate. There's 4.
Oh, she already has hers. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Kev, you get to come back out over here on the camera side.
Okay.
People get to see you.
All right.
And then grab a fork.
There's a
grab
fork.
a fork right here. There you go. Now wave at the camera.
This looks kind of chocolatey, caramelly.
So you pull and lift.
Yep. You just
slide.
Jingle. Pull it out. Which one do you want? Do I need to do it for you?
I always feel like I can't be dirty around Z Girl.
You want that one?
Yeah.
Corey was like really good with his hands. He goes, I'm a professional puller outer. Okay.
No. Okay. I was going to give you that plate and you give me that one. I'm actually not a professional.
Is this rude?
But all right.
Is this rude that we're just eating in front of you guys? But you know what?
No,
Too
fuck
bad.
them. If they were here, they could have some.
Right, we had extra.
Extra. They're not cool enough. Here, you know what? We're gonna put the garbage in the cup.
Yeah.
That's what we're
and so that cup right there, that's Mama Michelle, and we're gonna talk about Michelle in a little bit. But let me just. What's that noise?
This is why we can't have you eat and do stuff.
Okay.
Wait, I thought I was putting garbage in there.
What's the story with your mom and these dogs? Okay.
She had 3 wieners.
Okay. She had wiener dogs.
Wait. Courage, 2. Courage and Rascal.
Okay, who came first?
Well, Courage was Rascal's father.
Oh.
And then.
Oh, so she kept it in the family. Where's the mom? They just fucked the mom.
It was her. Okay,
is this how this single dad? I mean, this
No. So she used to work for this company, and the owner of the company had a dog named Courage, and then the manager had a dog named whatever the name of the dumb bitch dog was. It was a female wiener, and then they mated, and then when the owner, so he had kept the Rascal, which was Courage's son, and then when the owner died, she inherited the dad and son of the pups.
Okay.
And then they were her dogs. So while she had the wieners, she collected all these little figurines of wieners and shit.
We have a snack wiener out there in the front room that we had snacks in. This is going to be our wiener dog that is going to stay on the desk, and it's going to watch us.
And then both those dogs are dead now, and they're on my shelf with my dog Gidget.
Oh.
So.
I
have 3 dogs in little boxes on my shelf.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then.
What about you, Z Girl? Do you have a dead dog at your house too? I mean,
no, she just has a live
at my
dog.
mom's.
You have a dead dog at your mom's?
Yeah.
Oh,
what dog was that?
Sydney.
Oh. Yeah. It's not at your mom's.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Oh, on the box. She has a box too.
She knows her story.
Yeah, a little wooden box.
Yeah, with a picture of Sydney on it.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot about that.
Let's talk about that. How did your doggy die?
Just old age.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
so
I
just
think
a good life.
She was 15.
Oh wow, that's good. That's a good long life. That's enough. That's why I wish Chicken would just die. She's been old for like 20 years, but no,
Birds live for a long time.
I know. Like, at least a dog, you're like, you had a good life. But eventually you need to go.
Yeah.
She feeds him her stuff that she's not supposed to have.
That's not true.
Like the noodles?
Like, no, McDonald's fries.
Listen, I'm afraid to give her, because I know you'll have an autopsy. I'm never going to give her something that was poisonous kill her. I'm just giving her stuff to have quality of life, okay?
She's dead. It was Shell.
Right, I'm afraid.
You're the first suspect. You're so worried
She had avocado on her mouth or something, because that's
You're
poisonous.
like, you gave her rice, and then she blew up.
What she doesn't know is I'm going to do recordings of her screaming. And then when she passes, I'm going to send her to a taxidermy. And I'm going to put
I'm okay with her being
the
stuck.
recordings of her screaming in there.
No, but Kev, you got to have her taxidermied with her wings open and flying. And then one night when Shell gets completely hammered and walks out in the living room, you have her hanging from the ceiling fan. So it's like flying around at her like it always used to do.
Like squawking, rah!
And then Shell's just going to scream and run into the other room.
Good times. Premeditated. Wow. Okay.
I got you on that one, buddy.
All right. So anyways, back to your dead dog at your mom's house, okay? So.
Oh, yeah. Easy segue to Sam.
Yeah. So 15 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
I think she was about to turn 16.
Okay, so let's tell a story. That was probably a happy day. Did your mom get this dog for you? Like you came home from school, you always wanted this dog? Tell me the story about how you got the
My
dog.
mom and dad got Sydney, I think a couple months or a year before I was born.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Oh, well, that's actually probably okay. So the dog was mature, not a puppy, Was the dog pissed that you came along then?
No, she loved me. Like, me and her were
She's
best
like,
friends.
finally, I don't like these other people?
No.
Okay, I got it.
She was the best trained dog. Like, just had.
Okay, so they were good dog parents.
Yes.
What happened? No, I'm just kidding. So go on. So you had this doggy, and then how long were you with the doggy before the sister came? How many years apart are you and your
3.
sister?
Almost 3.
3? Okay.
2.5.
So then your sister comes into the play in doggy happy or just went along with the growing family?
She loved the new addition, but
okay. The new addition
the back
didn't love
and forth.
her.
Yeah, I wanted Sydney in my room because we normally slept every night, but Jordan would want her room.
Okay.
So it would just, I want Sydney. No, I want Sydney.
Okay, so that started.
And now you just have your dog in your room all the time.
Yeah,
Jordan
Kuma
doesn't care.
Kuma's my dog.
Oh, Kuma's your dog.
Yeah.
That's the next one. Okay, all right. So
Which smells like a skunk now.
Yeah, she got sprayed like right here. So
On the
it's been
snout.
really hard to get.
Oh,
the
like
smell.
recent?
Yeah, like they.
So the whole tomato juice thing doesn't work? Is that just
That's
like...
a myth.
Just
That's
in
a myth?
her whiskers, like it's really hard to get out of.
Oh, wow. What happened? Why is she getting sprayed by a skunk and what's happening here?
It just happened.
Where do you live? Like in
You
the...
know
McCartmichael.
skunks? You can have skunks here, too, Shell.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time she got
You got
sprayed by a
skunks,
skunk
you
was
got
like
coons, you
3
got-
years ago.
Wow.
So it
Listen,
just
I'm not I
random.
don't know. I live in my box, okay? I don't know these things.
Skunks live in urban areas, too. Just to let you know. They're like
Yeah,
squirrels.
Shell's an animal hater.
No, I'm not.
She hates raccoons,
She
trash pandas.
I think it's because, her mom maybe made her take care of her mom's dog and she didn't want to or something. I don't know.
No.
At
We
least
were. My
Kumi's
mom
with
could barely
my skunk.
handle taking care of her own kids. I mean, my mom's a good mom, but she was busy. She had to work, full-time work.
Oh, and the funny thing is she has a taxidermied skunk.
You
Yeah.
do?
And a
Oh.
possum and 2 minks.
Really? You're that girl? Like, how did you convince your... Okay, you know
Weird
what?
death.
How did you convince your mother to do that? Because she obviously had to pay for that. So
No, she bought them.
No, they're mine.
You bought them as an adult?
Yeah,
or-
recently.
Yeah.
Recently?
Or they were not pets. They were just
Oh,
things
okay,
she
that's
bought
not-
offline.
That's what I
So
thought.
your room is not like Pet Cemetery, right?
No. So you're like, that's interesting. Okay, you know what? Listen, we're going to put a pin in that because that's a whole nother topic I want to dive into later. But back to mom, okay?
Okay,
So
here
let's
we go,
tell
here
a
we go.
story of, write that down because death and,
Pets.
and why she's online shopping for dead skunks. I want to know more about the
And
psyche of
even
that.
even more, I guess the skunk would be strange, but a minx?
Yeah, don't answer because I want to know later. Okay. Tell a story, and we're keeping it positive, funny, embarrassing, whatever. Did I'll just ask you a couple questions. In your lifetime, when you were little, do you remember your mother like she ever show up to school like in a bathrobe or something, or just like crazy care? And were you the type of kid where like that this is totally cool, or were you like humiliated?
No, I was fine.
You were fine. You were that kid, right? So you
I
weren't
was like, oh, mom's here.
Okay, cool. So
it takes a lot to embarrass her.
Okay, so that wasn't that wouldn't have done it for you. See, where I grew up, my mom in the 70s, my mom, she's super tall, so they didn't have long pants for her. So she was always like flooded pants with the style. Now you just roll them up, but she had floods with sock sandals, and I would be like mortified. You know, I'm like, I don't know why everything was so like wild back then. Like, how dare you? So emotional. You know. Okay, so your mom showed up. She picked you up from school. Okay. Did she ever like let you cut school and you guys go shopping or something like that?
Very rarely.
Okay, but like it was like a special occasion kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you ever get to stay home school when you fake sicked? She's like, you know what?
My entire third year in elementary school, I was like 75% out sick.
Faking it?
Faking it.
Okay.
I got so good at...
Wow, that was intense.
I got really good at making myself learn how to cough.
Wow. Okay, so
I
Mom,
still use it to this day at all my other jobs previously.
do you? Okay, well, don't listen to other jobs. Okay, so what about grandma?
Well, now I'm an owner, so I can tell everyone to fuck up.
Grandma in your life, or was in your life? Okay, tell me a story about grandma. So grandma is your grandma your mother's mother or your father's mother? Are they both alive?
Yes.
Do you know them both?
Yeah.
Okay, are they like
My dad married the girl next door.
Oh, how
Literally.
interesting.
Yeah, so my grandma lives
So he
next
doesn't
door
have
from
really
my
a lot
dad.
of game, right? It was just like it's super convenient, you know, like, okay. All right. So Wendy next door. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wendy Lou, Sally Sue. Okay. We're just making names up, right? Okay. So, girl next door fell in love together, and then they had beautiful you.
Yep.
Okay. Anything memorable? Do you guys ever do a National Lampoon Vacation where the suitcases were left at home, or they left a kid at home or something? Like,
Home Alone?
Home
Alone?
That's not national. That's not Lampoon.
Let's smashed them together. You know,
We
it's
always went camping. Like every other weekend, like my mom loves to camp. Like that's what drained the bank account. Because
wow,
we would go camping.
wow.
Yeah. So
Camping
We never went
sounds
camping. Never went camping.
Really?
See, growing up in San Francisco, parents would tell the kids that they were camping, but they were really homeless. Right. So, yeah.
Like your mom couldn't afford the PG&E. Hey kids, we're going camping again this weekend. No, I don't want to, Mom.
We're going to hang out in front of the Starbucks for the Wi-Fi.
Right. Where would you guys go? Have fun. That's kind of cool.
Natural Bridges.
Okay.
Or we would go to Dillon's Beach.
Okay,
I used to go to
I've
Dillon's
heard
Beach
of
all
that.
the time.
Okay. I want to go to Dillon's Beach.
Oh, it's completely
trip.
changed. It's not as fun
Yeah,
now.
or
Oh, it's not? Oh.
yeah, it's not.
Oh, okay. I don't want to go then.
It used to be amazing where there was like this huge sand mountain, and you
Yes,
could like
the
strap
sand
on
dunes.
you could strap on a snowboard and like sand surf.
Yeah.
Would you
down.
guys want to go camping with us? Because I'm trying to plan a trip. We actually have a line on one of my
Well,
sons.
you have my dates already written down. As long as it doesn't conflict with those dates, I
Okay,
will go.
so what we're trying to do is
I would love to go.
we have a friend. No, we don't have a friend. One of
You
the
have a friend.
My son's mother.
Hopefully
of my,
somebody's a friend
The
of
mother of my son's child, Daisy. She has a friend.
His
Okay.
last name Duke.
No, and they rent out houseboats, right? But the houseboat
in Shasta?
But yes, and so
I knew it.
But we want to get the houseboat near a shore so we can
Yeah.
so we can have the houseboat
Yeah.
during the day, and then some will sleep on the boat because we can't rent two. We're not balling, okay?
Why not?
Well, because that's a
How
lot
much
of.
is it? Let me know.
It's
I
like-
got 3 companies. Why can't I fucking
Okay,
help?
but then we'll have like camping on the camp too, so kind of do both. You know, like a houseboat during the day and then camp on the shore.
For the record, that was an embellishment. I'm really broke. I don't
Right.
have money. This
Like,
bitch right
hey,
here
I
drained
got
my bank
money. I
account.
got money. And so, yeah, we're thinking about doing that. You know, we're trying to do something halfway because the
School's
kids
not
live in
cheap,
Oregon. And so we thought Shasta, a couple dry hours for them, a couple hours for us, and meet in the middle, so.
No, Shasta is dope. My grandparents live up in just past Shasta. I gotta look it up.
Okay, cool.
Granada.
All right, so one last.
I didn't even have to look it up.
One last little story. Did you ever have nightmares growing up? Did anyone have to come in and and just like console? Were you a pretty good sleeper? Did you wet the bed till you were 12? I mean, what's going on? What happened? You know, were you
I
independent?
keep the bed sometimes.
Did you? Me too.
Yeah, but I
Trauma
wasn't like
does.
a
Trauma.
every night thing.
So you know what? I'm just busting her out. You know,
I
people
was
that
easily
survive.
potty trained.
Yeah. Girls actually potty train quicker than boys. It's harder for
Yes.
boys. It really is.
I
What are you
just
talking
potty
about?
trained
We
my
just whip it
cousin.
out and go wherever.
Right. So, and the reason why we throw that out there, because I know she's a survivor of trauma, and so am I. And typically there's one form of it, whether you have nightmares or you have some kind of problem or you sleptwalk or, you know, these kind of things. Do you need another one?
No, I'm just moving them.
He's like, I want them all.
No, I'm just organizing.
I know, it's so pretty. So you pretty much had a pretty good childhood, you know, the
Yeah.
core years, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we all
Yeah.
have the ups and the downs. Was there anybody in your life that you want to highlight that, you know, was there a special teacher or, you know, we talked earlier, like what, school bus driver, you know, an aunt, or was there anybody, a librarian, anybody in your life that kind of was like tapped in when maybe mom couldn't be there for you? Female,
I would say
because it's Mother's Day.
one of my grandma's best friend, Janie Waney.
Who, Jenny Weenie?
Janie Waney.
Janie Waney, I love it.
Yeah.
So best friend's mom. I had a
One of grandma's best friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. And why was she particularly good for you? Was she like a good hugger? Because
She just kept us in check.
Oh, she was disciplinarian. Okay.
Well, in a
good way.
yeah,
Okay.
in a very fun personality.
Not ripping off
But
the belt
no.
and beating you.
Where did you get your sense of you're a really good hugger? Okay.
Yeah.
You are. And you know, and because this girl here,
That's the hippie in her.
because you know, when some people, when you hug, you're like, okay, it's either like, oh, I feel dirty. Okay, you got those people, right? Where you're like, get away from me, you
Yeah.
know. Or you have the people that can't touch you because they give
got
the
you
air
5
hug,
minutes, sir.
you know. 5, 5, 5. He doesn't like us to say it. Okay, Corey and I are like,
Oh no, I'm out in it. Like Jack does this to me on Distorted Nation. I'm like, Jack, could you take the screen and scroll it to where the song we got to play here in the next 4 minutes, so I know exactly we got like 2 minutes before we go into music. And he's like, can we just have some non-Wizard of Oz behind the curtain crap go on? Can we just please do the show? And
Never
have some
mind
secrecy?
that guy behind the curtain.
Forget the secrecy, Jack. It's okay. People can know. I need to know we're coming up on a song. I need to know the exact time because you're not doing your job right. Okay?
But we are going to, when we come back from our quick little break, because we might have to tinkle here, you know, and then Corey's going to talk about some stories about his mom, and Kevin's going to
You
tap
gotta
in.
do some-
Kevin has 3 moms, and I want him to highlight each one. And, but back to the hugging.
Highlight, Kev, just the cliff notes. Not,
Did
not
you-
an actual story.
I have a highlighter.
Are you a natural hugger,
Yellow.
or did somebody
Yes.
hug you and teach you how to be that way? Are you the only hugger in the family?
Natural hugger. I was a snuggler
Okay.
when I was little. Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, growing up with Burning Man community.
Okay.
All those people.
Like I said, the
hippie.
hippies.
Okay.
Yes.
She's the snuggler
I was
huggler.
the snuggler with everyone.
Although those people, those ones you can kind of do the, side, the smell, like.
Yeah, it depends if.
What, like patchouli oil and all
As
that?
long
Like
as there's
the
no patchouli oil, it's
patchouli-
all good.
Patchouli oil? 'Cause
She
you
doesn't want to out anybody, but if you say Burning Man, you obviously know that.
I just don't want to smell like a dirty hippie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you grew up in San Francisco, so you've had worse smells.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I think
We'll be
that's
right
pretty
back in
good.
a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Yeah.
right back. We're
We're
gonna
gonna
come
go
back.
for no curtain purposes. We're all gonna go take a pee, but not together. Okay?
No, nope. We'll be back, and we're gonna, we have some more dessert, and I might
Group
bring,
pee in
I
the
might
shower.
bring in my my hippie son. He's not gonna be talking, but he might be in the room just for a quick cameo.
He'll walk up, take wave, and then walk off. Be like, "It's Von Waldo."
Yeah, perfect.
And then always remember that hippies hate Slayer.
Not true.
And we're back. And
we're
Shell
back.
is in class on her damn phone again.
I know that the teacher didn't take my phone away. Speaking of
Oh,
that,
speaking of which, I was going to tell you that story. Did you hear about the latest story that happened?
oh, please tell me.
The dumb bitch of a kid chased after the teacher with a can of pepper spray and sprayed the teacher, and now
Wait, I did see that. That
and
was
they're
crazy
suing,
in the
and
hallway.
they're trying to sue the teacher now for taking the kid's phone, the parents and crap, because you don't have a right to take the kid's phone. It's like
Isn't that a weapon on school campus?
Yeah. Okay, let's just say don't bring a weapon on campus, and B, everyone knows not to have your phone out in class, and if you do have it, the teacher can't take your phone. And they're like, I guess the mom
Wow.
was saying because when when
you like
some other student or somebody at some point, some teacher took the kid's phone, found out one of the like football kids was like sending him, dick pics to the little girl. So like she was sending the news that she had on the phone to the kid, try to get the kid to, send her pictures because the teacher's all it's like that doesn't happen on every case scenario. So your damn kid shouldn't have freaking phones in class.
That's the reason I have a phone, not that I need to get a hold of my parents because of some other reason.
Go to the office and call. That's what we had to do.
Right, we were actually...
Or, hey, get 50 cents and go use the payphone.
We had to get a hall pass, and there were hall monitors back then, and it was honor roll students.
No, they don't have hall... I mean, they have yard duties, but it's not like a hall monitor.
I'm a product of the 70s. I'm a little bit older than you, Corey.
I know.
And we had hall monitors.
I know, you actually had the satchel, preppy kid, like, it's one free period to walk around and catch other kids, skipping school and all these things.
We had this big long stick thing that we had to carry with us too, and have a note. It was a big deal, and if you were caught in the hallway without the hall pass
or a bathroom pass, I actually stole 4 bathroom passes in my high school career, and I still have them.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know where they're at. They're in a box somewhere. But I remember my first apartment, if anyone was like, hey, where's the bathroom? I'm like, hey, you got to grab the pass, then go.
Oh, my gosh.
I had it on the wall.
In San Francisco, we had traffic monitors to help kids cross the street.
Oh, well, yeah, because
they gave us these orange belts that went across
your a traffic cop?
Around your waist and then over your shoulder.
Nice.
And you had to go out and when school was beginning and ending, you had to make sure that other kids didn't get run over by the car.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I think that's your parents' job to teach you not to play in traffic, man.
Right?
If you don't know
yeah,
your
we had teachers
like
take turns
every day
of
with
the
stupid
week.
stop sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my day, we had to do it as kids.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, they put kids in charge.
I actually did do it.
So one of the kids was like, okay, I'm taking responsibility for all you morons out here. Don't make my life hell.
Yep.
Wow.
And we didn't have the sign. We had to go out there with our bodies with the little orange belt.
With your hand up, just say stop.
And be like, stop.
What about a whistle?
People.
Oh, yep, whistles.
We didn't have no whistle either.
I was never. I wasn't a student snitch. Okay, I was like, you know what, you do you. Before it was popular. All
right. Anyways, enough with school. That's another show topic. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, Mother's Day, and we're gonna take a little trip down memory lane. Out of the 2 boys in the room, who's gonna go force? May the force be with you.
Too many.
I had 1.5 margaritas, and I'm going to be sobering up with this beer right now, and I'll be fine by 8:40.
By the time you got to drive.
Yeah, it'll be okay. We're good. I have enough body weight on me; it'll balance out.
Kevin, you're up.
You go. Tell a story. Pick a mom. You want to go mother-in-law? You want to go baby mama?
No, I was raised by my.
Are you holding your mic?
Yes. I was raised by my grandmother.
Okay. What was her name?
Her name was Madeline.
All right.
And I was told when I was younger that my real mother was actually my sister.
Yep.
So I grew up thinking that my real mother was actually my sister. And then when I hit 16...
You had to get a driver's license or something?
They had to give me my birth certificate. And that was when I found out who my real mother was.
You want a name dropper?
My real mother's name's Karen.
Okay.
She lives in Fresno.
Right.
We don't really have much of a relationship.
Would you consider her an atypical Karen?
No, she's not really a Karen by today's standards.
Okay, good.
She's not. No.
She's pretty passive. She's not aggressive.
Yeah. No, she's not. Yeah, she's very passive to a point.
Okay.
And then the other mother in my life would be my daughter's mother, who's Laura.
Okay.
And Laura's a very sweet lady. She's a very nice lady. She's taken very good care of my daughter over the years and has always been there for her.
Yep.
And I got to give mad props to her. Last time I seen her was when we were in Oregon and my daughter was getting married.
Yeah.
And, we got to share that special day where, I walked my daughter down the aisle and it was really cool. And then I have my mother-in-law, Alice, who's my beautiful wife's mother, who actually is more of a mother to me than a lot of people that are in my life.
I mean, so tell this story. Okay, did I even know you a week before you were like, did she say like day one? She was a little aggressive with the call me mom. I'm like, Mom, we don't even know this guy.
I think I knew her for a month and she sold me a house. So, yeah, I mean.
She knew you 3 days and gave you my social security number because I needed insurance, It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, hey, you know what? I had the means to get you insurance and you didn't have any insurance. And, we all need it.
Yep.
Medical insurance.
So we kind of stretched the truth a little bit. This is, where it was like domestic partner, need to know him for 7 years, 3 days, 7 years, whatever.
No, but there wasn't that with the company that I worked for. I worked for a foster care company in Davis. And mad shout outs to AJ,
yep,
who was my boss. My boss's boss. And that's why till this day I call her boss lady. But yeah, I mean, me and you, we didn't have this big expectations of each other, and we kind of both weren't really looking to be tied down, so to speak.
Right.
But I think our the time that the first couple weeks we spent together was it was something that we couldn't deny.
Right.
And I think maybe your mom picked up on that, and I also think that your mom likes to be called mom from a boy.
That's true. Tell a funny story about my mom. She's adorable. First of all, she's 79 years old, and I think she's pretty beautiful still. She's holding her own, she's we call her boss lady for a reason. She's pretty aggressive, huh?
She's a super cool lady. I mean, I remember like when we were together. I think we were probably together for less than a year, and it hit my birthday.
Yeah.
And I got a shirt.
Right. Oh, right. The upgrades.
Right. And then eventually, after a few years, I got a sweater.
So in our family, you have to be in the family. You get upgraded. The guys, because my mom's pretty basic. She helps us out and loves us throughout the year. But when it comes to birthdays or Christmas, you get one item. That's it. She's not extravagant, But but there's other things she blesses you out through the year. But Kevin knew that there was a hierarchy of you get a shirt and then you get a sweater and then there was like
where am I at with socks and underwear?
You're still well,
I'm still paying my dues.
That's what you get when you're a kid. When you're our kid.
But yeah, right. But your birthday's coming up though, so we'll see what happens.
I'm cool with socks.
All I can say is that PS5.
What does that mean?
That's what I want for my birthday. I want a PS5.
Listen, I'm not your mom. Okay, so back to mom's stories.
Okay, so we got Styx tickets. So I'm gonna get to go see Styx. So
okay. All of a sudden we turned it into Kevin's birthday. Okay, back to mom. Focus. Okay, so tell really quick. Just a funny thing about Alice. Why do we call her boss lady? She's pretty savvy with business, right?
Oh yeah, she's definitely cause she does our taxes for us every year, and talk shit about our employers who don't take out enough taxes and different things like that. And she also whenever we bring anything to the table, like for instance, Shelly would bring something to the table, buy a turkey for Thanksgiving. She would be like, how much is the turkey? Oh, the turkey was $70. And then next thing you know, she'd be like, well, there's $70 in my safe for you guys. So she has an envelope that has she has receipts in the envelope for me. And whenever there's like a little something. If you have some kind of a money shortage or a trauma, you can. She pays you back the money that you paid for. Get paid back for the turkey for Thanksgiving.
A reimbursement.
Yeah, and it's really, and there's been times where I needed $20 gas, I'm like, come on, it's kind of hard. You're like,
familiar.
Like, Mom, I want to visit you, but I don't have the $20 for gas.
Right.
Oh, well, I can just pull that out of the little safe.
The envelope, right? And so actually right now I only have $20 in my mom's envelope.
Oh, you cashed it out?
I did. She cashed me out several months back. And so, So maybe on my next
So
paycheck.
you need to start going buying.
I used to send her on
some
Messenger.
stuff.
I would send her $100 on Messenger, and then just so she could break down some 20s, and then because I knew something would be coming up in the future. She likes to have money in the envelope. It makes her feel, like she's needed.
Yeah, she's like our on the side financial planner. So.
She's
actually
like bigger.
Bank.
Yeah, personal
yeah.
bank. So that's good. So you know what? She's honored. I'll tell a story of my mom. My mother, we have a brother that we don't have a relationship with. He left the family, and I think I talked about this in one of the podcasts in the past. And so my mother has had this void in her life for son. And so it's really important to her. She has 3 daughters, and the sons in her life, son-in-laws, and it's who gets to sit at the head of the table. It's like who gets to sit closest to mom or pops. And so it's been nice that Kevin and her are so close, and it's genuine. They hadn't seen each other for a few months. There was some issues, and guess what? Remember the issues we talked about a few months back? Well, there was apologies that happened recently in text message. Everything's all good. No one talks politics anymore at the house. We just keep it all PC. But the love and the hug. She hadn't hugged her boy Kevin in a little while, and I captured that on a photo. So it was really sweet on Mother's Day yesterday when we celebrated it early. So Kevin, tell a story. Because we're keeping it positive. I know Karen didn't raise you, and she looks just like Kevin. It's literally a female version of Kevin. It's like crazy when I met Karen for the first time. They were both wearing the same tracksuit. They have the same body.
A tracksuit. I had a thing when I was growing up that I loved Adidas sweatsuits.
She looked like a tennis star.
But the funny thing too is when my mom passed away recently.
Yeah.
She passed away right before COVID, and then they wouldn't let us bury her because of COVID. She had Neptune Society or whatever. I didn't get the memo that everyone was wearing tracksuits.
Right.
And so I showed up in my suit.
You're the only one.
And I was the only one in a suit.
You're the only one there for a
everyone's
funeral.
like, oh, well, we're all wearing tracksuits. It was just kind of like we were raised in the ghetto, and tracksuits were kind of a ghetto status.
Matching all the way fitted.
If you were broke, you had Champion.
Yeah,
but if you were rich, you had Puma or Nike or Adidas. Yeah. And for me, it was I've always loved Puma.
Yeah.
And I've always loved Adidas. And so when Michelle met my birth mother for the first time, she was wearing
it was Thanksgiving.
Like
I'll never
an
forget.
Izod Lacoste tracksuit or something.
She walked in the door and she's all, "Hi, Kevin." I came in and stirred the shit pot because I'm like, Kevin, and she's all, "Hey, Karen," and I'm just like, "What's happening?" That's your mom. They're like, "No, don't talk."
But I wasn't raised with that. I wasn't.
No.
And in one way, it was a little disrespectful
to grandma
for my mom to call. My sister, my mom, even though that was what she really was. And so to honor her, I never called my sister mom. I call her my mom now, even though, we don't really have this great relationship. So,
right.
But she's still my family, and,
right.
We were raised to always honor our family and, to never turn our back. So I won't turn my back.
I always feel like your sister Marguerite was like a mom to you as well. And I like for you to tell
she is now. I mean, she was always there.
She's the mama bear of the family.
When I was younger and, my mom couldn't afford something, I wanted those Pumas. I wanted those Converse.
Yeah.
And my mom couldn't afford it. Marguerite stepped up to the plate, and she bought me my Winnie the Pooh clothes.
Yeah, Kevin was
and I will
as
never,
macho as him.
I will never forget her for that. And she's always going to be.
I will always wear anything Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
She's always going to be that person. I mean, she bought me matching fitted Winnie the Pooh clothes.
So tell the story. So your mother, we were talking about school and we're being silly, but there was a time when they're super poor, and his mom could not afford shoes. And he was like, she's like, you're going to wear these girl shoes, like one of your sister's shoes or whatever. And he's like, I'm not going to school. And is that when Marguerite bought you shoes, or did your grandma buy those?
No, actually, Marguerite was gone at that point.
Okay.
She,
I guess your mom stepped up and got the shoes.
Yeah, she was living in Florida and
Okay.
had a daughter of her own, you know, a newborn at a time and stuff like that. So turns out that my neighbor, who was our landlord at the time, I babysat for him, and he kind of became a father figure. And when he found out that I wouldn't go to school with girl shoes,
Right.
I mean, they were a brand of shoes that were for girls. Have you ever heard of Candies? Remember
Yes.
those?
They really did.
My
Look,
baby's
Google
got
it.
candy shoes.
Kevin, we're old.
I was like, I'm not wearing candy shoes. Are you kidding
you get
me?
beat up in the ghetto.
I'm a white boy in the ghetto. You want me to wear girls' candy shoes to school? Are you kidding me? I mean, I already took it just for being white. Let alone wearing girl shoes.
You didn't wear them one day and try to.
I was
Sharpie?
not.
You
I was.
Sharpie over this.
They would know.
Logo?
They would
I
know.
was not putting them on my feet.
Sounds
And,
like an old
you know,
sitcom.
I
It is.
just
It really
basically
is.
so then at one point my mom said, you know what? You don't have to go to school, but you can't hang out here.
Because of shoes, or did you get the shoes?
No, I walked around the ghetto barefoot. You know, I mean, that was what I did.
Oh, you looked like you
Because
fit in.
and then at 3:30 when school was out, I came back home.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the 70s, guys. So this is a long time ago.
70s in a neighborhood in San Francisco called Dog Patch.
Yeah. Google that. It's actually a nice neighborhood
It was
now.
the lieutenant mayor or the assistant mayor of San Francisco lives there now. But when I lived there, people in the projects would not come to my neighborhood. People in the Potrero Hill projects and the Hunters Point projects, which were the two most violent projects, would not come in my neighborhood. That's how bad it was.
Okay, so on the topic, to keep you grounded on this, in closing, was there any, I'll ask you the same question as I did Z Girl. Was there anybody besides your family that was, and besides your family that you married into, that was helpful or influential growing up? Was there a woman in the community or anybody that, kind of guided you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I thought you had a couple of mama bears out there.
Every ghetto in San Francisco,
Okay.
and probably around the world, had a woman called Big Mama.
Okay, so you had a big mama?
I had Big Mama. She lived 3 buildings up from us when we lived in Dog Patch.
Okay.
She was about 70 pounds soaking wet.
Okay, so she was
And
big mama,
even
but
the
little.
hardest core gangsters in the neighborhood feared Big Mama.
Okay.
Okay. It was a respect thing, and she influenced me a lot. She would talk me out of doing things wrong and stuff like that, that my mom never even knew about.
Okay.
So props to Big Mama.
All right. Wow. Well, thank you for that. Before we get to Corey's story, I just want to, I want to highlight real quick. I'm a mom. I became a mom when I was 22 years old. My oldest is Dylan Phillip. We have Will Roger, who's in the other room. He didn't want to participate as far as on this right now, but that's okay because I know he loves me and he's enjoying some cheesecake. And then I have Jesse Dalton. And, I had 3 kids in 5 years. I was pregnant for 5 years, and I enjoyed every minute of it. The only regret during that, it's not really a regret. The only thing I'm jealous of, I would say, of the generation now is that the technology, because I didn't have recordings and videos and Facebook and Instagram to document all the amazing things they did when they were little. And they were just, so maybe that was good, maybe because they would have been one of these Instagram babies that, got sold out or something, because I probably would have done that because look what I do now if you guys Google any of my stuff. But it was good times, looking back, I remember just they were like my best friends. I didn't have regular friends, and I just loved those good years. I stayed at home 8 years with my kids, and I enjoyed it. I've had really good experiences over the years to have people that have been people that I've got to mentor. I'm going to speak about Corey in just a second, but as far as women that influenced me, of course, my mom. I love you, Mom. You were 26 years old, 25 when you had me, and you are my best friend, and I call you Mommy, and I love you. And but there's been women in my life that I've needed to have in the right now moments when you couldn't be there, and there's been a couple over the years. I took care of this woman named Ruth for a few years, and she mentored me. But particularly, I want to honor Miss Free tonight. We did some shout outs during the barbecue earlier, and Miss Free was my work mama. And there's was so many times when I started my job in the last 6 years. She's been retired for a couple years. So my first 4 years at my job, it was intense. And this is pre-pandemic, and we just had some really good times. And so I thank you, Miss Free, for guiding me and helping me not, be afraid and sharing with me. And she gave me a blankie. I'm a blankie girl. Okay. Not only am I a hugger, but I can't sleep without my blankie because I had a blankie growing up, but it's in my hope chest, my original one. But Miss Free gave me this little pink baby blanket. I bring it everywhere I go. Isn't that silly? I'm a grown woman, but I need it. And so I still have it, Miss Free. And I'm going to send you a copy of this. I'm going to make you watch my whole podcast. But then, we have, there's been people like Jessica, Jessica Weedman, I love you. And you're like a daughter to me. And we have Brooke Nicole, who's the mother of my first 2 grandchildren. And we have sweet Sabrina. But Brooke, I sent you today. I hope you're not too overwhelmed with the 56 selfies I sent you this morning at 4 a.m. when I woke up and couldn't sleep. I love you so much. And, and then we have Corey, and Corey is, I think it's so interesting that, his mom and I share a name. We're both Michelle. And, when we were packing up his stuff the other day and going through her stuff, and we have all these little things here, off to the side, there was like this, I'm like, what's that? Is that a bracelet? And I haven't taken it off since, and this was her bracelet. It was just kind of like hanging on this little thing. I think it fell out of a bag, out of something. And,
one of the jewelry boxes.
Yeah. And I just, but it wasn't in a box. It was just kind of hanging there. And I feel like she's with me. I feel like, Michelle's with me, and I'm here to, make your son laugh and be there when he's crying and be there when he's feeling strong. And I'm into symbolisms, and I'm into just loving people where they're at. And so I'm sorry we didn't meet you personally, but I feel like you're in the room with us. And
you didn't meet her.
I don't think I met her.
A couple times you met her.
But I mean,
like we did when we lived on Ontario.
Okay, but I mean, yes, you're right.
But you didn't really.
But I mean, like not really. Like this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I get to know her through the stories that Corey tells and the photos and your stuff. And, like this right here, this is, Corey's going to talk next. Okay. He's going to talk about you, and he's going to talk about his grandma. And I just feel like, Michelle, you grew up with this in your room, in your house, right? With your mother. And you're just with us. Okay. And
or great grandmother.
Great grandma. But this is your legacy, right? This is the legacy. And I love it. And so with that, Mother's Day, it's your turn. You're going to go ahead and tell your story about the women in your life, Corey. It's all you now.
Well, I mean, I have you now.
You have me, yeah.
You.
We're here. You're stuck with me.
My mom passed away coming up on 3 years next Sunday.
Next Sunday, okay. I wasn't sure on the date.
And I don't know. I mean, I have my grandmother. But growing up, it was always mostly my mom and my grandfather were like my 2 main parent fixtures. I mean, yeah, my grandmother, she's the grandmother, she's like the queen of the hierarchy in the family, and everything. My grandfather was, the king and everything. But growing up, it was always just me and my mom. It just was always, she was more like a sister to me. Like, even as we're adults, I guess people would say she looked young enough to be my sister, and everyone thought we were brother and sister, not to mention the fact that when we get into fights, we'd be like, oh, fuck you, no, fuck you, and just go back and forth like brother and sister. So, I mean, I don't know, I've been this whole night trying to think of what I want to say, and I just don't know what I want to say. I mean, there's a lot to say. I mean, even though my grandfather was the main father figure, my mom also was like the main person just raising me. Like, even...
But I feel like she was such a free spirit. You know, you can definitely testify to
she
her.
was. She loved
She's
music.
like the rainbow, you know?
She loved to embarrass the hell out of me. And now, you know, afterwards, it's like, you know, I miss these things. Like, you know, just thinking about going to concerts. Like, we have 10 fucking concerts we're going to this year. And, like, just thinking about going to a concert with her, and she's that fucking, even though she's maybe only had 2 or 3 beers, but she's, you know, she's feeling it. She's standing up. She's playing fucking air drums, fucking listening to music, like screaming, yelling, or throwing her hands in the air, singing along and stuff.
What's the first concert you guys went to?
She
Can you remember?
took my first concert ever. I was 12. It was Def Leppard. To this day, still my #1 favorite band.
Nice.
Probably because that's what got me into rock music. Like, before, I used to like listen to stupid rap and R&B and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden I see this one-armed man playing the drums, and I'm like, this is awesome. Metal, heavy rock, and then, you know, into post-hardcore, like, you know, heavy metal and everything, just like came, I don't know, music, just rock music became like my main niche in life.
Yeah.
She took me to my first concert at 12. Like I said, it was Def Leppard. It was actually at the California State Fair.
Okay.
They played, and you know, after that, it was Peter Frampton.
Nice. She took you to Frampton. Okay.
I got to see Creed. I got to see Zakk Wylde. I got to see Nickelback. She took me to Ozfest.
Wow.
Okay? She took me to the last 2 years that Ozzy actually played Ozfest, at least the ones that he played here in Sacramento.
Sharon.
He retired from touring and only did half the shows or whatever at the time. And then the next Ozfest we went to, so I went to 3 Ozfests, and the very last one we went to that I got to go with her, Rob Zombie headlined. Ozzy wasn't even headlining. Who else? I mean...
Just so many, so many. So tell me, you know, I know she's coming up on what's today? What's the date today? Today is the 14th. And so
on the 21st.
On the 21st. Okay. So May 21st. And, tell me about what you do. Do you go to the ocean on that day? Are we going to the beach on Sunday?
Since she passed, yeah, like
What are you doing next Sunday? Cause I'm available. Are we road tripping to the beach?
I'm going to Bodega Bay.
Are you going on a day or overnight?
I'll end up staying Sunday night out there.
Okay.
I don't know. The month of May is...
How do you make it instead of, okay, because it's still new. It's 3 years, okay? It's not like, oh, get over it, right? No, but how do you embrace that day to where you can feel that essence? What was her favorite food? Do you remember, or was she like lots of foods?
It's hard to do that because...
Like, if she forgets, what do you do? What's your ritual when you go there?
I just do it to get away from...
Okay, just to be at the ocean, to be part of her.
To get away from Sac and just
okay.
Everything. Like, I do think about her. It's just... Sorry, it's just hard.
It's hard.
I suffer from depression and PTSD. I mean...
Yeah.
I go to therapy. I don't know. It's just this is not where I wanted to go with everything, but
that's real because you know what we are.
It's hard to because today, Mother's Day, I still have my mom's the gift that I was going to give her 3 years ago.
Okay.
They're these pine cone pillows. They're still on my bed. They were on the couch before. Now they're on my bed. Like they've kind of just made it to my decoration. Like ensemble, like something that's just kind of there now. Because
she just died suddenly. It wasn't like she was like sick for 7 years.
I literally talked to her 3 hours before getting a call saying that she's in the hospital.
Right. There was no warning. That's not that there's a better way to mourn, but you know, there wasn't a mourning for you. There wasn't time to process it.
It was just 2 weeks that I got to pray that she'd make it out of it. Or else they would, because, no, it wasn't COVID, but it happened during all of COVID time.
Right.
So it kind of became a point of, after 15 days in ICU, they, you know, turn them like they got to put a pick in them, and you know they're on life support. They become a comatose patient as opposed to you know what's going to go on. And at the time, she was in Stockton, and nowhere in Northern California was accepting any new comatose patients, so she would have had to be transported from Stockton, California, down to L.A., which the rate of transportation risk, and then the risk of, you know, once she's in a hospital down in L.A., where all the epicenter of COVID and everything is happening for California, right. You know, the risk of her getting it there. So, one of the things that makes it hard for me, and the depression, and I blame myself that I killed her, because I signed the paperwork to take her off life support, because it came down to the 15 days, and it was just kind of felt like I was, you know, everyone in the family is like, okay, we're going to do this. This is, you know, she wouldn't want to be like this. Like you said, she was about like a butterfly. That was also one of her favorite animals, or insects, whatever.
Did she ever talk about it prior? Did you guys have those kind of conversations where when you, I can't stop you from having a sense of responsibility, Corey, but
I know she wouldn't have wanted to be on life support.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
And she was a donor.
Okay.
And
did she say, okay,
I was trying
she
to
able
be
to
strong.
save? Was she able to save anybody? Did any parts of her
the
go
organs, part of her skin, and I don't know, I think they said the shins or something. I don't know. It was
went
like
to
something
someone?
weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
And then I know when they shipped her back to, after the organ donor place shipped her, they accidentally sent her to San Francisco, of all places. So she went on one other last adventure. And I didn't even know this for like a week, that she was in just a fridge somewhere in San Francisco.
I'm not meaning to laugh. I'm just like, how ironic, you know?
No,
like,
that was my mom. Like, where the hell are you going? I remember this one time we were driving home, and she turned down like 5 streets too soon, and I'm like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going, you know, down. She named the street she thought she turned down. And I'm like, how much have you had to drink tonight? We're like 4 streets over. You're not even anywhere near where you need to be. So she was directionally challenged. We'd walk. I remember this one time we came out of a Taco Bell in Lodi.
Okay.
And, you know, you can leave, as soon as you walk out the door and look just to yonder, you see the freeway going like this. She came out, and first thing out of her mouth, okay, which way to the freeway? And it was like, you see those cars speeding by right there? It's right there. So that became like an inside joke, you know, where's the freeway? She was a little directionally challenged, yes.
Me too.
But she, I don't know, she just loved life, and she loved everybody, and she was always there for people. And
she was always there for you, Corey.
I had, you know, like, I don't know, like 13 close friends that, you know, she basically took in as her own kids at one point or another. And everyone, you know, she was like the, you know, group mom.
Okay. So when you were growing up as like a teenager and stuff like that, if there was anyone that ran away or just needed need a sandwich, your mom's house,
over, and they would come over, and you know they would be taken care of, and my mom was just always there, and she.
So what if this year, I'm just throwing it out here live, I'm just kind of like troubleshooting, but what if we do something to honor Michelle in the future? What, to keep her flame flowing, I mean, think about that.
Well, I do the fundraisers and stuff. I mean,
yeah,
like
but
I said,
in her name,
I want to start
a
nonprofit in her name. Ultimately, that's where my goal.
And we're gonna make that. We're gonna make that happen, honey. 2024. Okay.
But it's just, I don't know. May is the worst month. I mean, I know it sucks around her birthday in January. It sucks at Thanksgiving and Christmas, but...
What is it, January what?
11th.
Okay.
And then, Christmas and Thanksgiving, because my mom and my grandfather were like the two members of the family that always got everyone on point, everyone to show up, everyone to, like they were just like, hey, this is what's going on. You're going to be here, and like corralled everybody, And I don't know. It's hard in May because... Literally from the day she went into the hospital to the day we pulled the plug, and then at 9:40 in the morning, on the 21st, when she passed, like I know where I was right now 3 years ago, on this day.
Yeah.
And I can remember what little I ate that day, where I was alone, just praying, hoping that she'd wake up.
But isn't it ironic though, how look at what's happened in the last year. Different things like having Z Girl in the room, and then just the restoration of the evolution of our relationship, and just
there's so many amazing things that are happening.
That doesn't take away from this, but I'm just saying where you were 3 years ago when you felt alone. Now we can all be alone in a room full of people, right? But actually you're not alone. Okay, alone is a temporary feeling.
I'm trying to accept that now more, through therapy and everything, and through everyone that's here, especially in this room, the most. And it's still hard for me to just admit that I'm not alone, because that's the biggest feeling. Because my mom passes away May 21st.
Yeah.
And then in October, my grandfather passed.
Right.
And
that was her father, right?
Yes, her father. And he was, like I said, he taught me how to shave. He took me to air shows. He, played basketball with me, got me into baseball, soccer, all the sports. He was
he was the father figure when your mother was,
don't fart in front of girls,
right. Use a napkin.
Use manners, don't, curse, don't say things, just that went out the fucking window.
Right. You
don't do certain
things
in front of women,
yeah.
He taught me how to be a man, and losing him, shortly after, I've never seen him cry in my entire life, and taking him and my grandmother to go see my mom in the hospital.
Yeah, that was hard.
And my grandmother looks over to me and says, "How are you not crying?" Because at the time I wasn't. And,
that's because you were being so strong. You're being strong.
I was like, because I know if I broke down right now, I really, really wanted to, I know my mom would kick my ass.
Right. So how do you think that she would feel about you feeling so sad right now? Would she understand it because you're a sensitive sweetheart? Or would she just want you to somehow
I know she probably wouldn't want me to.
Right.
Obviously, I know all that, but it doesn't mean
it doesn't take it away.
Processes in my head.
No. It doesn't take it away. You have a process. You're in the different stages of grief. And I think when we have dates, we reminisce back, okay? It's trauma, all right? This is your mother, I have a trauma date, around my father, and we'll talk about that, next month. But as far as a mom, that you were so close with.
And like I said, she was more like a sister. So it was like, I could talk to her about anything. And like I mentioned before, there were times in my life where I was just, I was a shithead, and I was angry, and I just, me and her got into a fight, and I'm sitting there yelling, and she's just, like I said, she literally stopped me in the middle of my rant and everything. And she's like, "It's okay. I understand you need this right now. You need to vent. I'm here for you. Go ahead, continue saying whatever you need to. I'm not going to take it personal."
Yeah.
Looking back, what she did as far as a parent, as far as a mother, it's what I'm trying to instill in myself, to be there for certain people in my life that need somebody stable, somebody that needs to be, there's a couple people that I look after, and, just trying to be there and be somebody that's able to, whatever goes on in their lives, just to be there for them and have a solid foundation that I can provide or help out, or just be there if they need to talk. And, I realize that now, and that's maybe why, I do kind of want to meet somebody, maybe have a kid of my own, and try to see if I'd be a good parent. I don't know. I feel like a different point in my life where it's like, I realize now it is about the next generation, and that's where, I don't regret not having a family younger and not being able to go out on the road and tour and work with bands or do the things that I did. And some of the cool shows I got to be a part of and everything, you know, because it's like that's where it got me here to where I'm now, where I have the ability to talk about this stuff and knowledge on things.
We all have a different story, you know, and
she was always supportive of that. Like, no matter what, she was like, okay, we'll figure it out. Like, didn't matter. Whatever happened in my life, oh, you're getting a call.
No, sorry. we're just gonna turn that off, the ringer.
Like, that's the thing that, you know, I just don't get is, like, no matter what happened, she was always in my corner. Like, when I was a kid, growing up, you know, before my stepdad came along, when it was just me and her, like, at my grandparents' house, like, she would always tell me, you know, it's me and her against the world. And, you know, and I just, you know, I don't know, I feel lost and I don't like the month of May anymore. Like, I really don't. And I'm trying to, you know, go to therapy and get over everything, but...
You're never going to get over it. And I'm sorry for... It's so interesting who just called. That was the youngest. That was Boo Boo Bear. Okay, so I was trying to hang up on him because he will call over and over and over. Okay, because that's the kind of mom I am. I'm like, it's Mother's Day. We've only talked 3 times today. Your mom... We're going to think about a different way to capture her memory. Okay, Michelle. All right. And I think that it's important that you share your grief. I think it's important that you continue to have the process that you're having and never stop it. Okay. I mean, no, I don't want you to get so depressed that you can't function because that's not what Michelle would want for you. Right. But I still want you to feel her, understand it,
I know
process
I'm crying
it
right now, but I'll admit it. I never really let myself completely break down because I know if I did, I never would stop. I don't know if I could.
No, but what happens is that you allow little pieces, you know. I cry in the shower.
So I try to block it off. I'm trying to block it off now. That's what I'm trying to do mentally.
This is why we do this show.
Yep.
You know, you're the one, Corey, that said to me one time that...
Yeah, honey.
That we don't do this show for all these people.
Nope.
We do this show for us.
Yep.
We don't give a fuck what you think.
Yep.
And that's always going to be in my mind. And that's why I always want to keep doing the show. It's hard when you're in the situation that me and you were in when it's Mother's Day and your mom passed. But it's up to us to continue on and to continue making sure that their memory doesn't die.
And that's where I just wish I had an opportunity for Z-Girl to be able to hang out with her. Because I know listening to music rocking out, they would have had an amazing time going shopping.
Well, guess what you're doing? I know. I want to just, you know what? Because we're gonna be wrapping this up. Because otherwise we can talk. We're gonna put a pin in it. Because we're gonna be Michelle is always gonna be talked about. Okay, but I know he teased you earlier about all these concerts. But there's a reason now because his mom and him went on concerts all his life, and guess what? You're going to be the next generation of concerts, right? And someday, I don't know if you'll have a daughter or a son. The thing I hate the most,
though, is they don't have tickets for concerts anymore. It's all stupid on your phone. Like, I have my mom kept every single concert ticket she ever went to. She kept every single movie ticket.
You get that little thing with the little square. You can screenshot and print it.
That's not the same as a Ticketmaster ticket.
I understand.
I have all my tickets from a kid. All the shows I went to. I still have my Creed and Zach Wilde ticket. I still have my Peter Frampton ticket. I still have my Doobie Brothers ticket.
Now you're sounding like the crotchety guy on the porch. Back in my day. So you will just...
Back in my day, we also got free bags to carry our goddamn groceries home without having to pay a goddamn dime.
That's true. That's true.
You get groceries from us, you can carry them home easily.
Yep.
By the way, get off my lawn.
Right.
But...
Yeah, so you know what? We're going to continue this on. And so next Sunday, Corey's going to be in Bodega Bay. And, you know, have special thoughts. Bring some sand home in a bottle. You know, I'd love, God, you know. How far is Bodega Bay?
It's only like an hour and a half.
Okay, I think I'm going to take a drive out there. I'm not spending the night, but I think maybe I can go to one of the beaches.
I always wanted to take her to that beach. Are
you bringing her with her? Will you bring? She cremated?
Yeah, I'm not taking...
Who's calling
my
you?
grandmother. I'll have to call her back.
Oh my gosh, my son, your grandma. Okay.
No, I've never taken her urn on field trip.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know.
No, I've always wanted to take her there though, but I never got a chance to because when I was younger, I did have a favorite spot, which you all know, Pacifica.
Yeah.
That cliff, that's no longer really a cliff anymore. It's kind of gone.
So that's a field trip we're gonna go on because that's my hometown is Pacifica.
That was originally my first favorite getaway. Like when I just needed to get away from everything and think.
Yeah.
I drive out there with my friends, and on my 22nd birthday, she actually came out with me and all my friends, and we went, had some shots at the bars in San Francisco, and then we went out to the cliff on Pacifica and hung out for like 4 hours while the sun set.
Oh my God!
And
we're doing that this summer. I have family down there. I love Pacifica. We can go to the pier. We can go to Rockaway Beach. There's actually a cool venue down there.
I was so worried though because like I brought a chick that I was dating, and next thing you know, she pulls out a pipe and wants to start smoking weed, and I'm like, dude, my mom's right there. That's like so awkward. I never smoked, but they did. All my friends did. And so I just remember my buddy Stock, he was the one driving the expedition, and my mom was like, oh my God, are you sure you're going to be okay to drive? You smoked a lot of weed.
That's so funny.
And so like he was going like 85 down the freeway, 90 down the freeway to get home. And she's just like sitting there like squinched up in the chair like, oh my God, slow down.
That is so funny.
Oddly enough, when I was a kid, and also when Michelle was a kid, we lived in Pacifica.
Yep.
It used to be my favorite place to always
go. And then another odd thing is that in 1966, I was born at St. Mary's Help in Daly City, California. And in 1969, Michelle was born in St. Mary's Help in
Destiny,
Daly City.
So, okay. So in closing,
Happy Mother's Day. And
Happy Mother's Day.
Stop giving your mom shit, okay?
That's right.
They do deserve some respect, the good ones out there.
I'm them.
Feeling glares.
No, you know what?
All mothers try to do their best.
They all try to do their best.
Even if they're horribly fucking up, you still have to give them credit
for
giving birth to you.
There's
At one
seasons.
point, they were easy, and some guy got to lay with them, and now you're here.
Okay.
And she did give birth to you for God knows how many hours.
My mom always told me I was a product of pink champagne, okay? I was a byproduct of pink champagne.
Could have been worse. It could have been champagne.
Hey, so just before we end this, I'm just going to spontaneously play this 9 seconds here. I hope it's good.
Okay, if it plays.
I just wanted to call before I ended the night. I'll be available to talk in 30 minutes.
Okay, who was that one?
That was my youngest, Jessie.
Okay.
And that's a wrap. Happy Mother's Day 2023.